Hey everyone, in this video we're going to cover the difference between the two diagnoses, high hamstring tendinopathy and gluteal tendinopathy. Hey everyone, I'm Sebastian, this is Desiree.
Hi.
We're from Performance Weight Sports Care, part of locally world famous chiropractors in Costa Mesa, California. Now before we actually go too far in this video, just know the location that we're talking about is kind of at the sit bone. Did you know actually the sit bone is S-I-T-Z to some people?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't. I thought it was sits, like with an S at the end. But either way, sometimes people spell it with a Z. Do you want to show the location we're talking about and tell us a little bit about both?
Yeah.
And then we can differentiate between the two.
Sure. So the sits bone location, I would say if you're not sure where I'm talking about, put your hands underneath your tuchus like I have mine here. You can kind of poke around and feel the two bones that your hands sit on. Those are your sit bones, right? Another way to differentiate, if you were to just kind of like stand up or take a knee or whatever, it's going to be kind of right underneath that gluteal fold or that little like glute crease that we like to mention. So with both of these, it's going to be one of those things where you might feel pain or discomfort in that area, which is what makes it so hard to differentiate what exactly we're even talking about or what exactly you're dealing with. So we can talk a little bit more about some of the ways that you can kind of figure out which is which.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, these aren't the only two things that could be there. There could be a handful of other things, which having an assessment is really important because it narrows down not only these two diagnoses, but actually narrows down a whole other list of things. But one important difference between, in this case, the gluteal tendinopathy is of the glute max, not the glute med, not the glute minimus, and so on, because it attaches to the side of the hip. This one is glute max goes on actually under the femur. So it seems very close to the location. The hamstrings and the glute max, what they have not in common is that the hamstrings go to the tibia or the shin. Okay, and you guys can feel them down into here. This is the hamstring tendon. There's one on the other side too. And there should be no relationship for when Desiree extends her leg. That should not provoke gluteal tendinopathy, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, so what is moving when you move the shin?
So as you're moving the shin here, or what we say extending the knee out, that would be like if you're running and you're extending the leg out as well, that's going to be lengthening the hamstring here. So right now with the knee bent, the hamstring is in a shortened position. As you extend the knee, you're now lengthening the hamstring, and thus you're kind of pulling on its attachment sites, right? So if the high hamstring tendinopathy that people are feeling up here, if you are getting those symptoms while you're moving your leg, it's probably more of a high hamstring thing, or maybe something else like Seb mentioned that we need to dig into the weeds to find out.
So let's just put one more wrinkle on it just so they can think about it. If you extend the knee and then you move the foot and the foot bothers it, what happens then? Is the hamstring moving?
Well, again, so let's say I extend the knee, there's no pain here, but all of a sudden when I move the foot, wow, suddenly there's pain. To go along with the whole analogy of things being connected, the hamstring doesn't go all the way down to the foot. So changing foot position technically shouldn't change hamstring tightness or the tendons and where they are. But when you change your foot position, we are moving something that is attached, and that happens to be one of our nerves that actually runs all the way down the leg. So if by moving the foot now you're getting symptoms, it's likely that it's neither glute tendinopathy nor hamstring tendinopathy, and now you're working with some sort of nerve condition, which would be a similar but different approach with treatment and diagnosing it.
Yeah, and so now just to go on more on gluteal tendinopathy type of thing, so something that actually lengthens the glutes, so it's like a squat position like this. The hamstrings really aren't working too much in this one, right?
Right.
Okay, so this one maybe will put a little more stretch on the actual glute tendon. And there's also some hip stretches that you can do like this, or crisscross applesauce, or sorry, it'd be this way, crisscross applesauce, but pulling in, which puts the glute a little bit more on a lengthened position, which may irritate a little bit more of the tendinopathy of the glute, not the hamstring.
Right.
And not the nerve. Okay, so I know this all may be a little bit confusing, but I promise there is a detailed assessment that you can do. But you need to have an assessment, you really do. A lot of times people struggle with this problem and they end up not running, not hiking, not doing anything for a long time because they're not sure what it is, or they go fully on something like a hamstring tendinopathy program and they realize it doesn't really help them at all. So rather than wasting time and money, I'd suggest you just get an assessment from someone who knows how to manage the condition. So if you guys would like help, we can help you here. We have virtual and in-person services. The link is in the description below. And we also have a YouTube channel with lots of different exercises and videos just like this on YouTube. So subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.